What would happen if a prince broke the law? Would anyone dare to punish him? Most people would say no. After all, princes are powerful. They live in palaces. They command armies. And they often believe that no one can challenge them. But in today's story, a prince learned a lesson he would never forget. A lesson about justice. A lesson about equality. And a lesson that shocked an entire kingdom. This is the incredible story of a judge who dared to punish a prince. And what happened next changed the kingdom forever. Let's begin. Chapter 1. A kingdom known for justice. Many centuries ago, there was a prosperous kingdom. The markets were busy, the farms were productive, and the people lived in relative peace. But what made this kingdom truly special was not its wealth. It was its justice. The king often told his people, "Without justice, a kingdom cannot survive." To ensure fairness, he appointed wise judges throughout the land. Among them was one judge who stood above all others. He was respected by the rich, trusted by the poor, and feared by anyone who tried to misuse power. People believed that if a case reached his court, the truth would eventually come out. No matter who was involved. His reputation spread across the kingdom. Even powerful nobles thought twice before breaking the law. But soon, he would face the most difficult case of his life. A case involving the king's own son. Chapter 2. The Prince's Mistake. The prince was young, handsome, and admired by many. But he had one serious flaw. He believed that his position placed him above ordinary people. Whenever he traveled through the city, guards cleared the streets. Merchants bowed before him, and people rushed to obey his commands. Over time, this constant privilege changed him. He became arrogant. He stopped listening to advice. And he began acting as if the rules did not apply to him. One afternoon, while riding through a crowded marketplace, the prince became angry. A poor merchant's cart accidentally blocked his path. The merchant quickly apologized, but the prince was furious. Instead of accepting the apology, he ordered his guards to destroy the merchant's goods. The guards obeyed. Within minutes, the merchant lost everything he owned. His fruits were scattered, his cart was broken, and his livelihood was destroyed. The prince rode away without looking back. The crowd watched in silence. No one dared to challenge him. Except one person, the merchant himself. Chapter 3. A Brave Decision. That evening, the merchant sat beside his damaged cart. His family depended on the income he earned every day. Without it, they would struggle to survive. Many friends advised him to forget what had happened. "It's the prince," they said. "You cannot fight someone so powerful." But the merchant refused. "If justice exists in this kingdom," he replied, "then it must exist for everyone." The next morning, he walked directly to the court. People stared in disbelief. Some laughed. Others shook their heads. They believed he was wasting his time. Yet the merchant remained determined. When he reached the courthouse, he submitted a formal complaint. The case was accepted. And soon, news spread across the kingdom. A poor merchant was taking the prince to court. No one could remember such a thing ever happening before. And everyone wanted to know what would happen next. Chapter 4. The courtroom fills. The day of the trial arrived. Long before sunrise, people began gathering outside the courthouse. Merchants left their shops. Farmers delayed their work. Even noblemen arrived early. Everyone wanted to witness history. Inside the courtroom, the atmosphere was tense. The merchant stood quietly. He looked nervous but determined. A few moments later, the prince entered with his guards. Many people lowered their heads. Others stepped aside. The prince appeared confident, almost amused. He believed the case would be dismissed immediately. After all, he was the future king. What judge would dare rule against him? Then the judge entered. The room became silent. Everyone stood. The trial was about to begin. Chapter 5. The merchant speaks. The judge first turned to the merchant. "Tell the court what happened." The merchant took a deep breath. Then he described everything. He explained how his cart had accidentally blocked the road, how he apologized immediately, and how the prince ordered his goods destroyed. The merchant showed witnesses. Several people confirmed his story. One by one, they stepped forward. Each witness told the same story. The prince had acted in anger. The merchant had done nothing wrong. When the testimonies ended, the courtroom grew quiet. Now it was the prince's turn. Chapter 6. The prince defends himself. The prince stood proudly. He claimed that the merchant had shown disrespect. He argued that royal authority must be protected. He insisted his actions were justified. Many people expected the judge to agree. Instead, the judge asked a simple question. Did the merchant threaten you? No. Did he insult you? No. Did he intentionally block your path? No. The prince hesitated. The courtroom remained silent. The judge continued. So your decision was based only on anger? The prince said nothing. For the first time, he looked uncomfortable. People exchanged nervous glances. They sensed something extraordinary was about to happen. Chapter 7. The Judge's Courage. The judge leaned forward. His voice was calm but firm. In this court, the law applies equally to everyone. The prince frowned. The nobles looked shocked. The guards shifted uneasily. But the judge continued. A crown does not place a person above justice. A title does not erase wrongdoing. And power does not excuse unfair behavior. The words echoed through the courtroom. No one dared interrupt. The judge then announced a short recess. He wanted time to consider the final verdict. Outside, rumors spread rapidly. Some believed the prince would be cleared. Others believed punishment was coming. The entire kingdom waited. Chapter 8. The Verdict. When the judge returned, every seat was occupied. The room was completely silent. The judge looked directly at the prince. Then he delivered his decision. The court finds that the merchant was treated unjustly. Gasps filled the room. The prince's face turned pale. The judge continued. The merchant's losses must be fully repaid. The prince shall personally compensate him. More whispers spread through the crowd. But the judge was not finished. And because authority was abused, the prince shall publicly apologize. The courtroom exploded with shock. No one had expected such a verdict. A prince apologizing to a poor merchant. It was almost unimaginable. Yet the judge remained calm. The law had spoken. Chapter 9. The king's response. News reached the king within hours. Many people feared the judge would be punished. Some believed he would lose his position. Others thought he might even be imprisoned. The next morning, the king arrived at the court. A huge crowd gathered. Everyone waited anxiously. The king entered. He listened carefully to the entire case. Then he stood before the people. What he said surprised everyone. The judge has honored this kingdom. The crowd froze. The king continued. If justice protects only the powerful, then it is not justice. If my son is above the law today, then tomorrow, every criminal will demand the same privilege. The king then turned toward the judge. You have served the kingdom faithfully. You have my gratitude. Cheers erupted throughout the city. The judge had not only survived, he had earned even greater respect. Chapter 10. A lesson for the future. The prince eventually paid for the damages. He apologized to the merchant. Although it was difficult, the experience changed him. For the first time, he understood responsibility. He realized that leadership was not about power. It was about fairness. Years later, when he became king, he remembered that lesson. And because of it, he ruled more wisely than anyone expected. As for the merchant, he rebuilt his business. His story became famous throughout the kingdom. Parents told it to their children. Teachers shared it with their students. And people remembered one important truth. True justice means everyone is equal before the law. Not the rich, not the poor, not even a prince. Outro. What do you think? Did the judge make the right decision? Would you have had the courage to stand up for justice? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more inspiring historical stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next story.